own aspects of records. As I stated, I don't want YouTube fame. I don't want any type of fame. I don't have to do that. I'm literally, and excuse me, I've eaten some things. It's probably glossed on the teeth. Um, I'm never going to stop talking about the terror of human trafficking that has happened to my life, processed or preceded by aggravated stalking and literal terror networks that include my family, that include people I have lived with, that they're going through this with, that are inclusive of media groups in this city, of whom which have contacted me, and more in particular my family, but Michael at Channel 11, you know what I'm talking about in this city as well. I'm going to continue to say that. I've expressed this through plenty of the lives. Please check out the other ones if you want to aspect about, different completions in case, off the top of the dome. I'm not just aspecting everything that I need to because I'm not trying to literally insist upon these long diatribes of insistences, especially when I they're not getting nothing's getting handled in this state. That lets you know that the infrastructure of telecommunications is so literally obstructed. I can't get an email across. I can't get. I mean, I've talked with the president or have emailed them. I've emailed the DOJ. I've emailed the FBI. I've literally been made fun of by many different, not all aspects of police departments. No one over 8 years, nothing's helping me out. I don't care about any hazing. I don't care. Let me tell you something. I don't care about any ritualistic. It's not, nothing of that makes sense. What does make sense is human exploitation, which is happening, and it has been happening since Hurricane Harvey of my life. I've told this city, and I'm stating this again. I've put in warning videos that I literally am being forced out into the streets. I've been forced out of my habitation, of which I have a legal right to be with my government issued ID. I'm literally being aspected per cyber stalking, so that electronic data tampering is aspected so that I cannot get a job. So a lot of you people are like, well, why don't you help yourself? I've tried that. Every insistence of trying to aspect anything through the internet or otherwise cannot be facilitated. It will not be facilitated per the aspects of this stalking network and the other persons that's literally are aiding and abetting or encouraging these networks. I don't have anything against adult workers. I don't have anything against sex workers. Let me be the first to say so. If I come off and say something that is a little bit infringing or racy, it's towards the persons that are literally encouraging the trafficking of other people. I can't even insist upon these types of persons in a way that has regard or makes sense, because throughout my time having fun or being here on earth or doing my own thing or minding my business as a grown man, I've never facilitated helping somebody become trafficked, taking food out of somebody's mouth, taking money out of their bank account, taking them away from their habitation. I don't want to haze anybody. We're not in college. This is not a fraternity. I'm not in the divine, anything that are a Hellenic type of sun worshiping group. That's aspected. Some of them are great. Some of them don't have anything to do. They're bad and good in every aspect. This is not totally about them. These are the persons that are using their subculture knowledge to inundate without paying your dues at this current part of your grown adult life, to inundate and help human trafficking networks. I literally have been trafficked all across this city. I know it doesn't seem like it. And from these sort of intro aspects into these videos, you probably think that, oh, you're just somebody that's blabbing away at some space that you have. No, I'm being literally deprived of literal air circulation half of the time. Every freaking building that I have been to in the last 8 years has had instances of HVAC problems. I've been aspected in carbon monoxide chambers. I've literally been insisted upon aspects where the entire AC unit in this southern state has been taken away, and I was passed out in my sleep. I've literally, of course, I told you, had a gun to my head, taken of over $50,000 to this date. I have my bank accounts taken away from me. I've had my entire habitation, all of my clothes, silverware that I eat with taken out. food literally taken out of every space that I have a legal right to be with my government issued ID, and it gets no better. And the aspects of blue collar instances, it trickles all the way down from the persons that don't want to become noticed in the white collar segments, have literally taken away aspects so that I cannot get a job, I cannot eat, and literally thrown out of hospitals because of being sleep deprived. I've been kept awake for almost 2 weeks at a time in literal different hotel spacings over this 8-year period. So I'm used to that part of coercion as a form of control by trafficking networks, so that I literally am silenced and or I'm made to be driven as insane as possible, so that these trafficking networks literally make traceless their crimes, so that I can stop talking about $50,000. And who would stop talking about $50,000 of their money being taken, or $50, any type of money, when you're a grown man. And I'm going to continue to state that persons that are in sound engineering that I have met, Jennifer Gentry, Brendan, and all of these other people that are you have Patrick, and then we're going to come with Michael again. All these people that have been promised some sort of insistence, or they are in some sort of delusional state, or someone promised you that they're going to make you a producer, that they're going to help you make some music, and you're not the viabilities of a lot of people that are here promoting their good work on this platform, that actually work within the music industry and other places. Let me tell you something: if you are broke and you have nothing going for yourself, and you're never going to, and you have to literally stay within the aspects of what is your life. That's what I'm doing. I'm not delusional. If you have a hobby that is with whatever that you use to put on your computer, and you have a little booth inside of your damn closet, that's your business. You can have a hobby lifelong, as long as it does not interfere with your ability to make a living, and or aspects trafficking another person or coercing another person for some sort of delusional gain, or a sociopathic, psychopathic insistent, or because you're being sadistic and you derive pleasure out of mistreating others. That's called sadism. These are literal DSM-5 psychiatric aspects that, though you may not be schizophrenic or you may not be bipolar, you have a damn problem. And you also have a problem where your life is so distracted, where when interfering tortiously or criminally in another adult's life, that you're not taking care of the responsibilities of feeding yourself. The responsibilities are, if you can't feed yourself, getting yourself to somewhere that can help you feed yourself, and or without interfering in another grown person's business, and or taking care of your children by yourself. There have been every inundation of aspects of Mac ID addresses, of aspectual device IDs that can be tracked per a tower dump on the cell towers per the constable's aspect. This determines who is in what specific area that is trailing me and literally bringing their kids as decoys or depots or some aspect of a female. This is an easier transition as to be a witness for God, or talk about and have some sob story towards the people in every sort of facilitation, whether residential or commercial, in the aspect that they need help. And because you feel sorry for someone's sob story, you become an enabler. And when you look up emotional intelligence, enabling somebody is the same as encouraging organized criminal activity, or encouraging their psychosomatic induced aspects of delusionality. You are aiding a literal insistence of psychiatric conditions because you feel so sorry and you've not done your research. You feel so sorry and you don't understand that people like to relocate their problems to different addresses, whether they be commercial or residential, and they like to aspect different people lie 30% of the time every day. Look up your business course aspects. This is one thing that's learned. You should pay attention to people's body language, not what they say and not how much they cry and whine. Soap opera stars do the same thing, but do you believe them? Some of you probably do. You'll turn on your TV every morning and because they've developed a relationship by being at your front aspect of a lens, which is your eyes, and you're meeting them whether you're watching on the internet or whether you're watching a TV, and you develop a close placement in your daily life by viewing them daily, that you take in as sort of rapport. And this is the same thing that people that are literally sociopathic and that are literally psychotic are doing towards people that are in my particular circle that are aspected as an enterprise. Horror does not look like Halloween costumes sometimes. It doesn't look like the monster with fangs. It's very much the person that is being an evangelical witness of God and using the Lord God's name in vain to get their point across. How about they're hungry or that they need help? I've had all this, and now they're busting out windows in your neighborhood or at your business and terrorizing you when you go to work, because this is what has been happening, and living in your apartment. Then they start stealthily trying to aspect coercion and taking away things and putting them back and taking them back, so that you can literally be jarred at how these persons that are on the device IDs that are in your neighborhood and fingerprints that are at your door in your house to be dusted as a part of regular investigations by a privy aspect of law enforcement to detail about how they're going to start their cycle of abuse. And some of you, they give you the girlfriend or boyfriend experience, and then they start sleeping with you and giving you, and everybody likes, again, sex. Everybody has, people are overworked. And when you're overworked, people that have not a job, their job is to be a predator and watch you and watch what your needs are. And if they aspect it's going in the easiest type of way that they can get into your head, this is espionage. They're going to enact a course of a measure to inundate you with pleasure. But just like the toxic boyfriend, toxic girlfriend experience, they're going to sleep with you. They're going to do all of these things, and then they're going to steal it, and they're going to be exactly what you want, what you think what they like to look like, and all of these things. But then they're going to start slowly taking those charms away. Charm is deceitful, says your Bible. You go to those buildings every Sunday, not me. And it literally aspects as wastefulness per your Webster dictionary of aspectual outline of a definition is what charm is. And a lot of people fall for these charming aspects, and then you become disillusioned again when these persons start to do their abusing tactics. They're never going to stay nice. They're never going to keep giving you all the whining and dining and sex that you think you're getting, and it's been with money garnered from fraud or your bank account or out of your name, and you did not know that. Every time they bend down to start having sex, you go take a shower, you get really comfortable, they start taking information, personal identifying information, and using it against you, because at the drop of the command of who is their leadership or lieutenant within their enterprise, they're going to start enacting abuse towards you. Not because, I'm going to wait to see if they maybe are something different than their enterprise, or maybe they just have had a bad reputation. No, it's a systemic and systematic aspect to weaken your resolve, so that they let you know that you're controlled, and they have anchored in sexual inundation or whatever other need that you need facilitated, because a predator has been paying attention to you from the aspects of a vantage point that you don't have, because you've probably been a reasonable minded person and working and facilitating your life in an adult type of way. Let me tell this to the stalking ring. I'm never going to stop talking about it. I'm not crazy. There's no such thing as hazing an adult. And these are misdemeanor crimes. It's severity aspects of third degree felony, but you only have enterprise or organizational genius, as I've stated in other videos, when you have persons that are in white collar aspects, that are known to aspect and help out those that they are willing to get out of the lower ranks of jail and anything else should they get caught up. This is how the aspects of indoctrinizing people happens. This happens with teenagers. This is how they get induced to certain gang networks, and all gangs are not bad. I'm not talking about gangs. I'm talking about radicalized people that have enacted and put 3 or more or aspected as conspiracy and insisting upon this literal extremist group ideology, and the enactments of even causing and aiding suicide and taking away every aspect of someone's life, so that they can even jar and control the roller coaster of how your emotions go up in regards to how you can live and how you can't live, and then controlling the temperature of what you stay, controlling the food that you put in your mouth, controlling every part of who gives you a job and who doesn't, just to let you know that this is a lot of women. You may have a lot of literal syncness to what I'm saying, because this happens in a lot of relationships. The husband tells you, you're never going to do anything without me. You're never going to work in this city again. You're never going to. This aspects fall to men as well. These are literal elements and co-factors in aggravated stalking and coercion, literally trying to control someone. And these persons, they are not going to stop. The people in my life, my family members, my past roommates, they're not stopping. They've taken $50,000. I get it. The FBI likes to let you go up to $300,000, but severe injury, severe financial injury, debt, bondage, and literal irreparable harm. Money cannot buy back the literal severity of loss that I've aspected through the entire course of this 8 years, and in particular, the last year and a half going on. It's almost a whole year, and there's been nothing that has happened in regards to drastic crime that has gone on in my life. No lawyer will take the case. But the moment I start acting and becoming crazy and telling my business, of which I have to do, because every part of a transition from what is exacted to go out to any insistence of help has not been relegated over all these years. I've been laughed at, I've been gawked at, and I've heard many of these stories about people in the same locations that I am that tell these same things. And I've told people on different aspects of different lines, even suicide lines, that if someone tells you the same things that I'm telling you, and I'm telling some of you out there, I believe you, and someone needs to believe you. I'm not going to sit here and distort the perception of reality. That is literally the reality for a lot of people. There are a lot of people that will become missing during these bigger events that are coming up. There are soccer games that are coming up, and these people, and there are big concerts that are coming to many cities. Believe me, some of you stars, these persons are trying to inundate your dancers that try to get to you, to try to get to travel with you, to try to get out and maneuver state lines, to try to literally have a link between communicating with somebody that they may feel is a tech assistant or something else that is the front or the very back end of what then gets to the stage, because that's what they're trying to make it. A groupie and a fan is going to be a fan, and you're going to have a swarm. This doesn't have to be a movie based loosely on some famous person's life or some starlet's lives. This actually happens, Chloe Bailey. This happens, and I'm not aspecting for anybody to coddle me, kiss my ass. I've been through absolute hell for the last 8 years, and I don't think that it's going to stop. That's why I know that I have to maneuver around, and I'm going to be maneuvered around. But as I've stated, I'm just going to have to be killed. I don't have it in me to sit up here and just become inundated and go along with the fray. Continue. I know that I'm being invasively visually recorded by spy bugs and different, especially shower scenes. And this is a part of exploitation and blackmail, so they can be sold on the black market or sold between transferring Bluetooth elements of these different instances, so that you can be gawked and you can have your most vulnerable or intimate moments aspected, ensconcing all sort of privacy for the sick pleasure of these voyeuristic extremist groups that enact are a part of my family, embarrassingly enough, but not so. Lots of people have the same abusers and or aspects that have been insisted upon your life as predators, and these people have children. If you're doing this to grown people in the wake of day, literally holding up literal aspectual human trafficking networks at as many locations as Starbucks, because that's how it is. It is in the best interest of the child to have your children removed. I didn't want to make a long video. I had to have this for my own sorts of records, that even before the point of admonishment that other aspects have insisted upon it, that should be enforcement, that I have been trying to really relegate to live my life, and it's not going well. I know that I'm not going to be able to get a job. I know that I'm not going to be able to get money to even feed myself ever sooner. I'm so exhausted sometimes. I'm surviving cancer. It's never easy, especially when predators, they prey on the weaknesses. So watch anything about Serengeti, African wildlife. Hyenas and predators, they literally stalk after the young and the old, or those that have afflictions or that are unassuming. This is in this country called deceptive trade, but there's an entire deception that's going. It's not what it's mean. It's not everything in the United States, but Lord knows I need to get out of this country. People can go across state lines. They can go into different cities of my life, and these are what certain you can drive to the next city. You can hop a literal Greyhound or whatever it is that you use. That's easy, and then everyone has a smartphone. You just connect and you ping another tower, and then you have the help of those that are. Stop. It's never going to stop. I don't even know from the inception of particular, and it's not all different groups of persons. You just have to have enough aspect of spyware of a smartphone, which is a supercomputer, and people like to stay online, and you have to aspect of redress towards some sort of grievance. And this is the human aspect to keep trying. That's what I keep doing. You can keep recording me. You can keep recording me in showers. You can keep, and I'm talking for the people that are viewing. Thank you for your observation. These are more so for my records. I hope that it helps somebody that is in your family. Hopefully, it never. I would never want this to happen to anyone. What has happened to me in regards to aggravated stalking and trafficking, I kind of can get a blueprint of. Lord knows, celebrities need the appropriate security on their team and the appropriate measures and facilitations within their companies. This is horrible. And the more exposed I feel because I have to tell, different aspects of hundreds and hundreds of people my most embarrassing business of this detail of aggravated stalking and human trafficking, because as of yet, there's no remedy at law, and I'm being run out of the country that I was born into. I'm literally being starved. I'm not starving at the current moment, but these are practices of coercion that have happened, and they're persisting again, ever more so, especially when it's aspected that there is not a damn thing that can happen to these extremist groups that are people that I used to live with, people in my family. Um, I literally check out the lives that I have posted. I'm not trying to be famous or trying to be popular or anything. I don't need any of that type of stuff. I'm trying to heal myself from cancer. I'm trying to make sure that I can live and eat another day and not be exhausted and not be thrown out of some element because of bribery, commercial or otherwise, of and out of retaliation, because I'm going to continue to talk about my thousands and thousands of dollars of money being stolen from me and being used to facilitate sociopaths that don't take care of their children. They don't have an interest in taking care of their children. They don't have an interest in working. They have an interest in being being fraud and enacting fraudulent inducement tactics and getting over on law enforcement. It's almost laughable how much these people are winning. But thank you, Oriade and others, and especially again, this Galosis, whoever. What am I talking about? I'm talking about being trafficking and stalking. You probably are literally the eyes that are being assisted within the same building and same aspects that I go to. You're probably literally being a lens for these trafficking networks. So I thank you for posting on, because your device ID should be noted. And this is for my records. I probably think that it will have to go to an international aspect to put pressure on the United States. This is not a joke of my life. I live in literal terror aspects of extremist groups. Gates have been fused together and locked with chains. I literally have been as aspected towards suffocation. I've literally had water shut up. I wouldn't want anybody to go through, and this is like a third world country in the United States. People like to say how that there's terror going on in other countries that are not Mexico, that are Mexico and all these things because they have the, I'm like, every time someone tells me about Mexico or something else, they don't have these stories to tell. They actually have a good experience. I'm telling you what happens here. So there has to be some sort of polarizing misrepresentation of deception and artifice that's going on so that people can run in and be literally aspected of harvesting of their information and run around like wild horses. It's an animal farm. I literally have been run around. The fake news, whatever you're doing, you don't watch terror, then go home and take care of your children with someone else's money, and then get inside of your boss's faces and smile like you're a normal person. Then you go to church on Sundays to try to throw off the public. Do something. If this, please put, send this video to somebody, put it, link it up, remix it, send it off so that some person that's in some sort of enforcement can help me. I wouldn't normally be begging, but it's been 2 years of complete terror and extremist inactions. These people have taken me out of my place of habitation with force. I mean, my $1,000 security alarm system, everything. Just they've taken every piece of money, every credit card, every bank. I have no bank account. I have nothing. And they weaponizing every aspect. I have a chemical rash burn or something that's on my neck because of literally I've literally had amphetamine put inside of my drinks. I can't have a literal bottle of water or anything. This has happened. It's happened inside of my place of habitation. These are people have their hi Tuesday, hi Tomika, living inside of allocations where I live. These people you're looking through my mail. If you're not involved, then what part of a police report have these people aspected? And I'm talking in you or y'all or you all or however they like to put it, because traffickers, they're watching when you record and do all these other things to have you exposed so they can use GPS locales to locate myself, especially when they're not aware of where I'm at. This 250th anniversary of the freedom of the United States, or that should be coming around July 4th. There's no freedom here. As I talk to you on this screen, I'm telling you, I am a living slave in this country of freedom. That not any of these aspects have went over every aspect of enforcement. They've inundated every communication channel, the superhighway of the internet. Half of my videos are suppressed on here, literally. That's why I have to come and make these. Like if you would go in to look at anything that's a short or a video, like look at them. I've detailed all the names of anybody that could, if they have information. They are literally enacted, or it's happened to themselves as well. Everyone's not going to speak for themselves, but I'm going to speak. I've already had to ask doctors, how long will I have to live? So apparently I've faced death a few times, over the past 3 years. More specifically, it seems like a blur. It is just like it is in the movies, kids. It's like a haze. I don't care. I know that I'm not living. I go through absolute hell every day. Every day I hate waking up because I know that I'm going to be stalled in life. I'm not going to be able to earn money to take care of myself because of retaliation and extremist groups very much active in this state. And it's not the entire United States, but in this state, Governor Abbott, President Trump. My father is a Marine. Please do something. I don't know who's defunded still. Are there party wars? Stop all the Democratic Republican wars against, and you're leaving multiple that would be helped through these funded agencies to literally suffer. There's no remedy at law. I'm not even, in some communities they would think it's lame. I don't need to. The law wouldn't know my name. You wouldn't know exactly who I am unless there was a census, because it's just this bad. I'm tired of wondering if I'm going to be starved today or the next day. I'm tired of wondering what else is going to be used in my name, how many bankruptcies have to be filed, or how many fraud aspects. And I've been doing everything in a responsible way because I'm not delusional. I don't live beyond my means. I pay my damn bills, and extremist groups help get me amnesty out of this country. I'm asking for help. I would, as a grown man, do everything in my own propensity and my own aspect. Believe me, I'm tracked down like I'm prey. And I know that it seems I'm sitting down calm and talking right now. Everything I'm saying is very real. Some of you that are in some southern parts of the states, maybe you probably need to go somewhere else. I'm telling you that I've also warned you about these aspectual games that are coming up, soccer, big concerts. People know that you're going to be touring in certain particular states. You know where I'm at. Like, there's going to be people waiting in the restroom stalls with long range acoustical devices, and or literally they're hustling, ready to suck on anything that's a man that will suck on a woman and inundate you and come back to where your dancers or your tech crews and everything else are, to follow you back to where they are so that they can escape and make traceless their crimes of embezzlement and fraudulent inducement, and try to destroy and take and break away people's relationships that they've spent many years probably trying to garner, just so that they can have a momentary thirst, just so that they can have a psychopathic or sociopathic escape. I really wished that this part of the United States aspected and felt like the United States. Good night. And again, if you want to, if there are some that want to know exactly what I'm talking about before this comes out in the broadest stream, it has to allocate. Go to the previous lives that are already up. Go to any of the shorts, any of the videos I've described. There are over 150, probably almost 200 videos and shorts of complete terror. You will see me aspected across this insistence. I'm way too calm of a person to pretend I'm not. I wouldn't be here. I would rather watch your content and thumb you guys up, or if I like what I'm viewing, I'm forced to expose my degradation of a life.